Hey guys, in today's video I wanted to quickly go over how you can target farm your mercenaries. So in my case, I'm trying to farm up a kineticist with kinetic blast of clustering with specific skills. So you have to run a lot of maps to farm that. So there's an effective way to do it, and that's what I want to share with you guys. So the first thing you need to understand with your mercenaries are how they are classified. And basically each mercenary belongs to a specific attribute class. You have your strength dex in, which is basically your kineticist, and also your sanguimancer, it's strength dex and int as well. You also have, for instance, dex and int. You also have pure strength. So these are the different classes of mercenaries, and how you want to target farm it is basically you want to exile all the mercenaries that are not the class that you want. So I'm looking for kineticist, which is strength dex and int. So I'm going to exile everything else when I see it. I'm going to go into more details, but that's the general idea of it. Now, how are we going to speed farm, or rather run through our maps to get that? We're going to run canyons. Canyon has a very easy layout where you basically run straight to the boss, and usually you'll be able to spot the mercenary. There's a quick and easy way to do this because Canyon is a natural T16 map. So that means whatever T16 map that you have, whether it's, in my case here I have Ghetto, but I'll show you some other examples. I'll grab a Mesa map here, I'll grab like a Palace map. You just have to use some Orb of Horizons on it, and you should get a canyon in no time. There you go. So that's the idea. Very easy. Every T16 that you have, you can just basically Orb of Horizon it into a canyon. And then you just make sure you have a bunch of them. I don't want to run this Basilica, so I'm going to change it. There we go. And you want to have, for your Atlas tree, you want to have, the most important thing is Eater, or you can go for Exarch, whatever you want. But basically, because we're running through these maps so fast, we're going to activate the influence, which will grant us progress towards Eater of Worlds or Exarch, and get you the fragment at the end. So this one right here, and then you can sell this or you can run this, up to you. It's about 70 chaos each. So that's the general strategy. And then when you run through the maps, I'm going to show you as we go here. You're just going to throw it in, put in your Eater influence. Do not put anything because we're not going to care about the map at all. And we're going to run straight beeline to the boss basically, and you should see the mercenary. So here I'm going to run through everything. You want to just kill a little mobs on the way to activate the influence, like right here, you pop the influence. So we're running, so this one there, you should see the mercenary right there. So here we have the flame quiver. All right, so now I'm going to put a screenshot here of the different mercenary classes, and basically every attribute category has 5 mercenaries, 5 different types of mercenaries, except the intelligence category. The intelligence category has 6 mercenaries. So if you're following, that's the class that we want to exile as a priority. And then if you hover over exile, it will show you the 3 classes that you have exiled so far. I have exiled strength and dex for 2 more encounters, strength and int. So you want to try to always have int on there as an exile class, just so you don't encounter the 6 int mercenaries. This will increase your chances of encountering the other mercenaries, which will increase your chances by just a little bit. If you don't really care about that, then just exile everything, but just make sure you have at least 3 mercenaries that are not the class that you want. Exile at all times, and then you can grab the loot for everything else. Check the gear too. Sometimes you get some nice gear, but most of the time, because I'm speed running through this, I just check the items here. So I'm going to take that, and then you just kill it. Where did the guy go? There he is. Okay, so you get the loot, and basically you exit the map. And then you repeat again. And then from all that, you gain 1 Eater progress. You should be able to keep going. So that's the idea. And then we're going to go again. Hopefully we can find a kineticist so I can show you what that looks like. So beelining again. Oh, we have a memory threat here. That's nice. Alright, so here we have a War Priest, which is strengthened in. I don't care for that, but we do need to exile one because we only have 2, so I'm going to exile this guy. Make sure you always have 3 mercenaries exiled so you never encounter the strengthened int in your next few runs. Alright, so this one's right here. So here we have int, and whenever you get an int mercenary, you want to always exile it again because that is the most common class. So we're gonna exile this guy even though there's 5 chaos there. We don't care about that. Okay, and then we're just gonna pop the influence real quick. I don't think it popped yet. There we go, and then we get out. And yeah, you basically keep running this. Eventually, you're going to encounter your mercenary. The one that I want, the kineticist, unfortunately it's the rare one because there's only 2 mercenaries in the strength dex int category, so you have to run it quite a bit. So this one here, again, we want to make sure we have the int there, but we don't care much for this, so I'm just gonna take the items. And then pop the influence. There we go, get out. Yeah, but that's the general idea. Hopefully that is helpful and helps you farm the mercenary that you want. As a side note, for instance, I'm using the Blade Bitter for my build, which is Poisonous Concoction. It has both Grace and Malevolence. So if you're playing Poisonous Concoction and you want to farm this mercenary, it should be pretty easy because Dex and Int has 5 of them. So you should be able to encounter it pretty quickly. Yeah, hopefully this video helps you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and see you guys. Bye.